If I had to pick the words to describe exactly how I'm feeling right now, I think it would be I'm just a tiny little absolutely livid. So, background information for this story. I'm currently looking for a third job because you work one job and want to pay bills and eat? Not here, bucko. So of course, I'm doing what I'm trained to do. I'm going around putting my resume everywhere. I have no sense of pride. I need work. I need money. So I'm going to put my resume anywhere that I can. And I end up sending it up to this one shop. I won't expressly say who it is because maybe, hopefully, if they get this shit together, there's still a chance. So this shop looks at my resume, and for a fucking shock, surprisingly, they were interested in the fact that I do social media. I am a content creator, because they say, hey, we don't mind if you even go live during your shifts, get us some promotion, stuff like that. Now, of course, already on the table, I'm not going to live stream at work, especially like the products that they sell, since most of my subscribers can barely write. But anyway, I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I would love the opportunity. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna interview with you guys. I would love to work here. I'm here all the time anyway. And they're like, great, all right. So we'll see you Wednesday at 3:00. And I'm like, okay, great. Now, my travel options are limited right now. Car, can't really take it anywhere right now. My roommate, I'm not gonna constantly ask them for rides or use their gas. Gas is like $10 a gallon. And Uber? Sorry, I don't have a band to spend to go a mile down the street. So, I do the thing I have always done. I walked. And it's not a long walk. It's right around the corner. It's like, I want to say like 15-minute walk. No stress off my back. Ever since I learned how to walk, I have been able to wander. Luckily, that's been my autism. So, I get to this shop on Wednesday at 2:50. 10 minutes early because, punctuality, it's important. And I'm ready. And 3:00 comes, and the person working the counter is like, how come you're still here and you haven't bought anything? It's like, oh, well, the manager told me to come in at 3:00 for an interview. And they're like, we don't have any interviews scheduled for today. And I was like, oh, well, I was definitely told to come in. So if you have the manager, a way to contact them, that'd be great. So they call them up. The manager's like, oh my God, I am so sorry. I forgot that was today. Can you tell him to come back Friday at 3:00? And I'm like, oh, okay, sure. I'll come back Friday at 3:00. No sweat off my back. I mean, sure, I did call out of work this day so I could get enough rest to actively be engaged in the interview, since my main job has me working at 1:00 in the morning to 11:00. And once I get back home, I'm tired. I'm not mentally engaged in anything. If I had to count the number of spoons that I have after a full day of work at my main job, that seems fair. So 2 days go by, and I'm like, all right, I'm not going to call it a work this time. I am going to take a shorter shift because I need to pay bills. I have like $1,000 rent, $500 utilities. I'm basically dropping like 3 bands a month to exist, and then I'm still getting stuff off the dollar menu at Taco Bell. If I'm lucky, that is. So again, it's Friday. I get there 10 minutes early. Punctuality is key. And I get there. I walk in. I'm like, hey, I'm here for my 3:00 interview. And they're like, oh, well, the manager doesn't have anything scheduled for 3:00. And I'm like, what do you mean they don't have anything scheduled for 3:00? What's going on? They're like, oh, well, I mean, I can call them and see what's up. And they call the manager. And the manager's like, no, we don't have anyone scheduled to come in at 3:00 today for an interview. Can you tell them to come back next week? Come back next Thursday. And I'm like, okay, I will come back Thursday. So for those of you who don't remember the most important part of my story, my travel options are limited. I'm not Ubering there. I'm not asking my roommate. I am walking there. Every time they reschedule, I am walking to this store. So the day of the interview finally comes, and I walk in there 10 minutes early, as I should. Perfect punctuality. Hello, I am here for my 3:00 interview. Oh, the manager's not coming in today. They won't be in until tomorrow. Can you come back tomorrow at 3:00 for your interview? And I'm like, that sound is the perfect manifestation of what happened in my brain the minute they said that to me. But anyway, I'm like, you know what? I need I need another job, and they are at least talking to me. So I am going to try again. I'm going to come back tomorrow. I go back the next day. Hello, I am here for my 3 o'clock interview. Is the manager here? No, the manager's not here yet. They're gonna be a little late because they have to Uber to work. And I'm like, oh, okay, nice. So I'm there for like 30 minutes just chatting with the person on staff to really show that I am able to be friendly. I am able to talk to people. I am able to associate with the customers. You know, laying the groundwork of a good employee. And 3:30 rolls around. He's like, I don't know what's up with the manager. I don't know why they're not here yet. Let me give them a call. And they call them. Oh, there's no interview scheduled for today. Can you tell them to come back next Wednesday at 3 o'clock for the interview? And at this point, I'm forcing a smile. I'm forcing it. I have to. I've worked in customer service for years. I know how important it is to fake a smile. And I said, no problem whatsoever. No problem. I will be back when. So today is Wednesday. And if you noticed, I am outside. A bit sweaty, a bit stinky. You're probably thinking, oh, he must have just got back from his walk to the store, where the interview went great. I arrived at the store. The now hiring sign was off of the door. That's weird. I walk inside. Hello, I'm here for my 3 o'clock interview. And this cashier, they know me. So they're like, hang on, let me call and see what's going on. And he calls them. There's no interview scheduled for anyone. And I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, bro, I'm gonna keep it $1.50 with you. You do not want to work here. There are 2 managers on staff who do not communicate with one another. If one of them schedules an interview, that is on their schedule. They do not communicate it with the other manager. If the other manager does it, it's the same thing, both ways around. And I didn't know what to do. So I just left. And normally on my walks, I listen to my music to really block out any sound and just be my normal little autistic self. Imagine any scenarios in my head. I didn't want any sound, no music, no anything. I walked in silence. I opened 7 different tabs of places that are hiring, and I just didn't have the energy or motivation to apply, because what is the purpose of me putting forth all that effort only to be constantly turned away due to incompetence and negligence? This isn't even the first place that has done this. I applied at, I don't care about mentioning them, I applied at Chipotle. The person put me down for an interview and then didn't tell their manager that they put me down for an interview. So I had to walk to Chipotle, walk back, schedule it again, and walk back in. At least they made it right. They got me in for an interview. Unfortunately, they didn't hire me, but it's whatever at this point. But yeah, that's it, I guess. I gotta go look for more work. I swear to fucking God.
Ew, ew, ew.
Robin jump scare.